Welcome to Richard Mabey Presents.
Hello, YouTube friends. This is Richard Mabey with Richard Mabey Presents. It's Wednesday, October 19th, 2022. I'll put this video up on tonight, but very interesting going through some of my stuff, old stuff. I came across an old issue of Model Car and Racing from 1967. Classic magazine for slot car racing. So I'm going to check that out. And without further ado, begin right now. So here it is, my issue from July 1967 of Model Car and Racing. Unfortunately, the cover has been torn off, which kind of made me sad for a moment. And over here, I put a little dry food there for the cats. And this is a pen and pencil set that I used to teach creative writing classes, night classes. And the first class I ever had, at the end of this semester, they gave me this pen and pencil set. There's my name, Richard Mabey Jr. Richard J. Mabey Jr. was kind of classy thing. Kind of proud of it. I guess I probably got this about, oh my goodness, maybe going on 30 years ago now. So, and there's my Santa Claus, Alfred E. Newman, Snoopy, Pinocchio, and my 1/24th scale model of a Ford Ranger truck. I guess it's about a 1985 Ford Ranger. So, and of course my Monopoly cup of tea. And check this out here. This is a great issue of Model Car and Racing. Now, this is the Chaparral. It was a full-blown slot car with the engine and everything, with the motor and everything. It was for $5. I had this car. It handled very well, and it had good speed, and it was the best bargain in slot car racing history. It was put out by Monogram. Great car, $5. It was already built. Just a fantastic 1/24th scale slot car. Here it is, Model Car and Racing, July 1967, Volume 1, Number 9. This is an ad for Hemi Semi, which was Strombecker, and they specialized in. You could build your own model, slot car model. I love these things. National governing body through the S's, the S turn. K&S introduces nickel-plated brass tubing. It could get very, very expensive building your own race car, slot car. There's the old mail slot. I have not even, I'll just pick one at random here. The first one is from Pleasantville, Iowa, Dennis Perryman. So Dennis Perryman, if you're watching, leave a note on the comments. This was a great Champion. I think I had one of their cars. New Peachtree Road, Chamblee, Georgia. But I had Champion of Chamblee. They had the kind of the Indianapolis cars, slot cars. They put, like locals would put ads in. One in New York, visit Daytona Raceway, Brooklyn, New York, slot racing place. I really regret that the cover was ripped off. H.O. Mail. Let's take the first one. Bruce Schillinger. He doesn't give his. Oh, they didn't give their what town they're from. You could order back issues. I remember this stuff. This was a tire cleaner. It got kind of costly for a kid on an allowance. Here's bench talk. I love this column. You know, little tips on how to get your car better handling, get a faster car. This was the big trend in the mid 60s. Rewound motors. Rewound motors. It's great. The Eastern scene. I remember, it's all coming back to me. The Western scene. What was happening in the East and the West. For slot racing. The Midwest. The Southern. It gave you little updates on slot racing, new stores, new slot racing centers opening up, gathering of the Eagles. These are the Indianapolis type cars, the Indy 500 cars. Give you tips on getting better handling, getting a faster car. There's a car model body. Most of them were vacuum form. Of the Indy 500 cars were vacuum form. Oh, this is kind of neat. These are all the different pictures of from above down. Side view, lateral view of the car. Man, I'll tell you, great days. These are just the body, the car bodies. Just my buddy Stuart and I used to go to the slot racing center. There was in Lincoln Park, the next town over in Wayne, they had a big slot racing center. And they had 3 tracks. And the biggest one, they called them Mila Maglia, something like that. And that track was huge. It had really high embankments on the main turns. I always got to like this. MC&R visits the R&J racing team. They actually had teams, slot racing teams. I never belonged to a slot racing club, but this was the type of thing it was at the slot racing center. Very elaborate kind of thing. There's the team there. And this is the Lotus 40. I had this car. In fact, I remember the number. I put 34 on it. I had that car. I think Stu had this Lotus here. I had the Chaparral. I had a couple Chaparrals. The Cheetah. I had a Cheetah. I think it was 68, the Cheetah. I had the Cheetah. I don't think I had any of the Indy 500 cars. The Uncertainty. These are straight. These are straightforward models, and you could take a model, a regular model, and convert it into a slot racing car. And they would teach you how to do that in these articles. And they were very clear. The directions were very clear. See, they give you a little diagram. It was a great magazine. I had quite a collection of them, model car and racing. I think there was another one called Model Car and Track. There it is. That's the car I had. I had that car. I mean, it had to be the best deal in all of slot racing history in the 1960s. $5. There's a picture of it. And great chassis. High-powered motor. There's another picture of it there. Drawing of it. Here it is. Price, $5. Claws for the Cougar. I didn't have, I think I had one stock car, slot car, and that was a Galaxy 500. It was really, they really gave you really good tips on building a slot car, step by step. Even, as far as how to put the driver in and everything. You could take a regular model car kit and turn it into a slot car. Oh, this is a beautiful. Oh man, with the remember this one well. Beautiful, beautiful cars there. The BZ Chaparral 2E. It was $13.95. Now that was quite a bit of cash back in 1967. I mean, most kids only got about a quarter a week allowance, so that puts it in the HO scene. I did have an HO slot car set in the basement. It was a lot of fun. There it is. That's how you would start the race, just like this. That's the La Cucaracha. That was a really hot car. They would start like this, and that'd be about 10 laps or so, and then the prize would be like a half hour or an hour slot racing time. Some of them gave you trophies, but that was at the real big events. They'd give you a trophy, or you'd win a trophy, I should say. Classics, threesome, classic Asp. I remember the Asp. That was a hot car. What did that go for? $12.98. That was quite a little bit of change. The Serpent, the Gamma Ray. These were all the top slot cars. Russ Kid, American Eagle. I might have had one of the Indy 500 type cars. I think I had one. They were great fun slot racing. There's a stock car, how to build a stock car. Even to the tires, every detail, they would give you hints on it. The Lola T70. I don't know if I had a Lola. I had something close to a Lola. I don't know. I love the when they would do drawings of the cars, the model car racing. Watson Ford. Watson was my grandfather's name, Watson Mabey. It's just a great. They were so thorough on explaining how to build a car. There's the finished product. Spent hours and hours to build a car. This is the more of the Indy cars. Just home race, club racers. I never joined a slot racing club. Oh, and this was the swap shop. Like if you wanted to trade or buy or sell, it was 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. I don't know if you had paid for it, you had to buy it, or for free. You got free. It published it free. There's a giveaway bonus. That's a rather elaborate home racing set. I must have tried out for this. I cut it out. That's interesting. You get more when you go with the best model car and racing subscription. I never did get a subscription to it. Here's a continuation of the stories. Slotless racing. I never got into RC. Radio control cars. I always got a kick out of this. They always have this like really small print. Where was this from? I don't know. This was, I remember this. I can't get the focus in. Let's see, it's really, New York was in Manhattan. You could order, yeah, how small the print is and everything. It was a lot of fun. Oh yeah, there it is. For the longest time, they only had 1/24th scale La Cucaracha, and then they came out with a 1/32nd scale right around July of '67. I remember it well. That was a hot car. That was a fast car. What a fast car the La Cucaracha was put out by Cox. Yeah, it was so popular that they decided to make a 1/32nd scale of it. Great memories. Great memories. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of Richard Mabey Presents. It was kind of nice going down memory lane with the old model car and racing magazine from 1967. Just brought back a lot of memories for me. I remember spending hours building models and race car, slot cars, and that kind of thing. It was a lot of fun. And the racing, there was always good fellowship, going to the slot racing center, and if you went like on a Saturday afternoon, you tended to see the same kids, and you never, that's the only time you would see them at the slot racing center, because they all came from different towns and all. So let's see, July 1967 was the summer right after I graduated 8th grade, and I was 13 years old. So it was kind of like the tail end. I went slot racing a little bit in my freshman year of high school, but then by my sophomore year, kind of dropped off. It was really hot and heavy, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. That was the years I was really involved with slot racing. It was a lot of fun. So I'm going to close. So stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy. This is Richard Mabey, signing off.